Now, so I guess here we go. We'll just get into the show right away. Welcome everybody. This is Armin. I am the host of the podcast here. I am here with Joe. Fine.
No,
Joe,
you're not.
silence. No, Joe's just like, I ain't
No.
responding. Fuck you.
My bad. It happens when you just leave your Skype on mute right quick, so you don't like make noises when you're coughing or something or sneezing. Yeah. Hey.
Also here with Tristan.
He was being courteous.
What's up?
Tom.
Hey guys.
And Mitch.
Hello.
So we're here to talk about the bare bones week in news we have. And as always, if you guys haven't noticed, we have completely revamped pretty much a lot of stuff that we're doing now. Patreon is full back up and that's being taken care of. But new art everywhere, new thumbnails for podcasts, so there's some confusion. But you guys will get used to all this sooner.
Can I take a minute right quick?
Yeah, go right ahead.
To chill out some stuff right quick? Because
chill.
who did it? Was it you, Mitch, who like did it? It was like, you know what? We never really do housekeeping, but yeah. But I'm so used to saying the URL, also patreon.com/comicbookcast, but of course it's in the description.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's different. It's awesome. It's epic fun, and I'm not just saying that because I revamped it, but I mean I kind of am. What else? Shirts, merch. Oh man, wait till you see the shirt. I didn't show Armin because Mitch gave it to me last night, and I kind of like woke up and then came on the cast. But wait till you see the shirt that Mitch drew.
Ooh,
that's coming up next. It's awesome. I like it.
Joe, you need to get more hype than that.
No, it's like because it is like that's hype. Like what am I like? Yeah, let's go. Like no, that's gonna scare people away. I don't want to scare people away. There's a difference between video hype and audio hype. You can't like start pounding your chest on audio because nobody's like, "What are you doing, jacking off or something?" Like,
I mean, you could. Like, that's a sign of hype to some people. Like,
I mean, I don't like it when they do it in audio. I only video because it's like it just sounds weird. But Patreon.com/comicbookcast. It's a lot of cool stuff that you're really gonna like. Fun experience there. Shirts coming very soon, and it's different. I would say different than the previous merch, and just like more artistic. I guess I'd say Mitch is a very
Sweet.
he loves to do different types of art. Keeps it fresh, so I think you're really gonna like it. So yeah.
I'm a tortured soul. That's why.
So yeah, that's pretty much it.
Awesome. That sounds great. Interesting stuff is happening at Fox, and I say interesting because nobody knows what's happening, but we know they're not letting Fantastic Four go unless it's out of their cold, dead hands. So, what we've heard recently, and this was at San Diego Comic-Con, is that they're working on something Dr. Doom related. Now, a couple of, I would say months ago, Mads Mikkelsen, who of course played Caecilius in Doctor Strange, and he was Hannibal, originally auditioned for Doctor Doom in the Josh Trank Fantastic Four, and he said he felt so embarrassed that he literally just walked out on them. And now he's expressing interest in playing the character again because it's a centric villain piece from what he's heard. So he's kind of adding to that fuel, Now I'm kind of interested to see what they could pull off because he's honestly a great actor and I think he could do it. But the problem I have here is if you're going to franchise this, I think he might be a little too old. So
Yeah.
Look, I don't think I thought Toby Kebbell could have been a good Dr. Doom. I just didn't think the Dr. Doom they created in Fantastic Four was Dr. Doom, but it is what it is. And he's young enough that I don't know if he could get him back. You might have to recast, right? Because they're probably not going to try to get that. So I agree with you. He would be a great choice, Mads Mikkelsen, but he is really old, and it's one of those things where you want this for like a long time. Like, look, you got all these younger actors in the X-Men movie. Ryan Reynolds, I don't think he's that old. If he is, he doesn't look it. But you do it younger so you can have it for a long time. Like it's something we've known for a while now, like with all these movies. So I wouldn't hate it if it happened. I just kind of don't want it because I feel like the dude Noah Hawley who's gonna make this movie, he can do a good movie, and I want him to be able to franchise it. To be fair, so
the character wears a mask, so let's face it. It's not like he's going to be jumping around trying to do stunts himself anyway. So I mean, it's like Robert Downey Jr. He can be Iron Man for another 10 years because he's not the one doing the backflips and all the stunts and all of that.
You're gonna need it for more than 10 years. I would say. It's
you
one
stick
of
a mask on a stuntman and he does the voiceover. And
it's one of these things though. Real quick, it's one of these things that when directors start up franchises, they want to start fresh. Matthew Vaughn, X-Men, right? He got a younger cast than what we had. Matt Reeves probably wants a younger cast, but he got Ben Affleck. So I assume Noah Hawley wants a younger cast. These directors who are especially really good, Matthew Vaughn, Noah Hawley, and Matt Reeves, I assume they want something to make their stamp on, and to do that, you need a younger cast. It doesn't have to be like 18-year-olds, but it can't be late 40s, early 50s type stuff.
Well, that's the thing. You don't see Doom's face.
Yeah, that's
so. Here's the thing.
It's about the kid though, and it's like so it's clearly set.
If you're not gonna see Doom's face, right? I'm okay with that if it's just a Doctor Doom movie. But if you're gonna touch upon his origin and his time meeting Reed Richards, which is the way I've been saying they should do the Fantastic Four anyways, just make them small cameos first to build them up. I mean, you got to kind of see that Doctor Doom jealousy rivalry to Reed, right? Like that's a huge part of those two characters. So how do you?
He's still young enough to do that now. It's like later on, you just don't let him take off.
I don't see him. Yeah, I don't see Mads being able to pull off a high schooler. That's a thing.
I don't like because I don't want to do what the trades did, where like I felt super bad at the. I don't really remember who it was. But one of the trades said that like, oh, Ben Affleck pushing on 50, his body isn't there. I was like, oh, come on, man, that's kind of messed up. But it's not even how his body or his act. It's being able to have him for a long time in general. Like you said, Doctor Doom necessarily isn't going to be doing all this stunt work. So if he is, it's going to be under mask, so you can have a stunt actor, but you just want the actor to be here for a long time and to show the younger stuff. Because like Armin said, like where he came from, the possibly with his mom origin, him first meeting Reed, and I don't think him first meeting Reed at 50 is going to be right. It doesn't feel right. They felt they have to know each other at a young age, 20.
And that's the thing. Inherently, if you're going to have an old Doctor Doom and maybe you tell that story as an older Doctor Doom, then you're missing the whole thing with him losing his mom, going insane, trying to rescue her. And if you're going to do an older Reed Richards then you're once again backing that franchise up then into another weird corner. It's like, honestly,
that what they're doing by focusing on their son, though?
Yeah,
isn't that what the Fantastic Four movie is? Like, it's got to be an older Reed.
I would say though, with that one though, at least we've heard like actually somebody come out and say Doom, like a Doctor Doom movie, or whether just Doom. We haven't really heard someone say, Fantastic Four babies. It's just like articles that some people could get the inside scoop. But then again, when these places get the scoops, it's more about like maybe they're just thinking about it. That doesn't mean necessarily they're gonna make it. At least when Noah Hawley came out and said Doctor Doom or Doom, that's him talking about he's gonna write and direct it. That's him. Like it feels real. It's
more real than when a trade goes, this is what we've heard. I mean, he legit just comes out and goes, here's what I'm working on. It's Doctor Doom. Yeah. It's like, oh shit, okay, this dude definitely knows,
That's why with the Fantastic Four baby, yeah, you're right. Like with the Fantastic Four babies thing, like if they're focusing on the kids, like that could not end up happening especially if they cast like a young Doom. Then that means they might go young with the Fantastic Four as well, get different actors. I never thought Miles Teller was that great of a choice for Reed, to be fair.
No, I just don't like him. Like he's all right in Whiplash, but I just, as an actor, I've never found him.
I was okay with him for the portrayal they were going for, because I felt it was going to be more Ultimates anyway. I'm like, I could see how they skew this. But then when he literally just is in that interview, and he goes, I'm playing the most boring character of all time, he just like tosses the Fantastic Four under a bus. That was my official fuck you, I hate you forever. Like, nope, nothing anymore. Like, nope.
I'm the biggest fan of Michael B. Jordan, and I just think him being in that movie was the only reason I saw it. And I feel bad, but then now he's in Black Panther, so that's cool. But like he was the only one, and maybe Kmart. Like I felt like she was a good enough actress. I felt like in the terms of who was meant to be like in that movie, Michael B. Jordan, Kmart, Jamie Bell, and then Miles Teller. I feel like you could have gone differently with Reed, but I felt the same way where if they went for the Ultimates vibe, okay. But remember when they said they were gonna have the costumes at the very end, like how like you straight up lied about that, bro.
They said a lot of things.
Yeah,
it was just a total lie. And they also said the Fantastic car was in there, but then you can tell they cut the budget, and that's why they flew it.
No, the car was filmed.
Yeah,
it was.
There's
a deleted scene with the car in it.
You watched the deleted
that was
scenes?
Part of the. I didn't watch it. I read about it.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, holy
I think I saw
fuck,
a picture. I definitely think I saw
and there was that picture as well.
Or something.
Yeah.
You can tell in the movie where the car was supposed to be, though, because there's just a really awkward shot where Johnny Storm comes flying in. He says they're just coming, and it's like a really bad CG of Sue Storm holding the other two in a full screen, just floating down.
Yeah.
It's so clearly they're in the garage. There's a huge open space for the Fantastic car to park, and it's just...
That's hilarious.
It's so funny.
I have some faith, like, Noah Hawley, and if they go with Mance, like, bringing it back around, I'm fine with that. Armin said it. He's a great actor. I'm down with it. I just would love to see a younger actor because I want Noah Hawley to be able to make like a trilogy out of this and possibly lead off to a Fantastic Four.
Get around that quickly. Why don't they just CG his face so he's younger?
I mean, they could do that.
So here's the thing. From what I understand, you know how they de-aged Robert Downey Jr.?
Yeah.
That one shot in Civil War alone cost close to $16 million for just that brief appearance.
The thing is that was then. The more you use this technology, the cheaper it will get.
Is anybody else using it, though?
I feel like not, really.
Well, Disney are using it in Star Wars as well.
Because that's them. Like, that's in-house, I would feel like, Yeah. That's Disney, Star Wars... Marvel, that's in-house.
But still, even if they use it, it's still going to get cheaper for everyone else to use it. That's just how it works.
I mean, my ideal, like, Dr. Doom movie is make it Mads as, like, a aged Dr. Doom who's literally fighting for his country, like, modern day. And then maybe do a flashback. Maybe he's telling you the story of how he got to this moment where the world despises him or something, Like, tell the story of, like, who is Dr. Doom. Because Dr. Doom as a character is... one of the deepest, like, coolest Marvel, quote-unquote, villains. Favorite. So, like, they don't need to pitch this as a villain. Sure, pitch it as a villain movie, but make sure people walk away knowing, holy shit, this character is so rich with history and, complexion. Like, it's all
Idea. So, similar to, I'm not going to say, like, I mean, you could do the whole Mads Mikkelsen and then Ben Affleck thing where you just flash back and it's, like, the whole movie is just, like, a story from back in the day. But I would say, why not just do a straight up origin story, right? Do the whole his mom, the devil, he learns magic, and at the very end, you introduce Reed. Like, that's as simple as it could get. Yeah. Really. Yeah. Like, that's as simple as it get. Comic, very centric. People would, because we've had movies where Reed and Victor were in both of them at the same time. Why not have one where it's just one of them, and then you tease the other at the end, and that could lead to a F4 movie at the same time a Doom sequel happens or something.
I mean,
how about this? This will make them money. We don't make the movie and we sell it back.
I mean, I
get
just
infinitely
like
more
Hawley,
money.
man.
You'll get infinitely more money than anything these movies are going to make under Fox.
It's true.
Yeah, but I just really like Noah Hawley as a
I like
creator.
Noah as well, and I think his Doom movie will probably be good. Yeah. But Doom is going to be a hard sell for the general audience.
I mean, maybe
it's not going to make money.
I mean, probably. I don't know. Whether it does or not, I just have faith that it'll be a good movie because of him. But it's not my problem if it's gonna sell or not. I just want it to be a good movie.
I think Dr. Doom is already so damaged from these other movies that it's like what you said. Maybe they make the Dr. Doom prequel and it's like we see maybe 20-30 minutes of him with Reed Richards. Maybe they're hanging out and then they go their separate ways. And we follow Dr. Doom's story. And if people gravitate towards Reed Richards enough, they go, oh, you guys like that guy? Now we'll give you your Fantastic Four. And then in 2 movies, they'll meet each other as the villain. The villain Dr. Doom versus Fantastic Four. But you kind of know the story now, so whose side are you going to root for? That's a cool aspect. The entire problem is this is Fox doing it. And they don't care. Like, they literally, I don't think they care.
Because let's face it, he's not going to look like Doom because they've tried the comic look before, and they're not going to want to associate Doom with those.
Yeah. Maybe he will. Who knows?
He's not going to have the green and the armor.
I mean, I don't know. With Noah Hawley, I feel like anything's possible. I just really think he's that great of a creator.
I'm honestly feeling a direction where they take Dr. Doom and they probably are looking at what he's doing in the comics now. They're going, think Dr. Doom could work in an Iron Man inspired suit? Because that's what sells.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Well, one thing though, like if you do the whole where we bring in Reed and like, oh, you like him? Here's a movie about him and whatnot. I don't like. I felt like also saying in, oh well, you know, if he's had previous incarnations, I don't know, people will actually want to go watch it. I know it isn't a good example or comparison. Spider-Man has had a lot of good. I mean, it's had more good than Fantastic Four, but it's had a lot of reboots and stuff like that too. Reincarnations.
People are giving Spider-Man a new chance because he's in a studio they trust. You know,
it's true. I guess that's very true.
I don't trust Fox. I do not fucking. The moment I see them touching another X-Men or Fantastic Four thing, the first reaction I get when I read that article isn't, oh boy, it's like, fuck me, and then I click it. Like it's
honestly, I'd be the same way. Like if it just came out of Comic-Con that Fox is making the Dr. Doom, I'd be like, oh man, why? There's something about Noah Hawley, man, especially after reading what people think of him. Like, wow, like apparently he's a really in the writers' room, in the he's in the producers' room, he just really is talented in terms of ideas.
But there's two things though. Like one, as good as Legion is, Legion's not very comic book accurate, or not even accurate, but just looking at it, doesn't look like the comics visually.
Right.
So you can scratch that one off. Two, comparing it to Spider-Man. I think more people know Spider-Man than Dr. Doom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not really a good comparison because that's at least had better movies and people know it more.
It's not even the case of the better movies. It's just that.
No, and people know it more.
Spider-Man, it's like saying Batman compared to Dr. Doom. It's very wildly different things.
I totally get it. That's why I just kind of brought it up as a devil's advocate thing. But it's, I don't know. It probably won't make a lot of movie. You're exactly right. But I don't know. I have faith in the director, but that's just me. If they mess with the director, I don't care who they bring on next. I don't care.
Again, it's not gonna be bad, and that's probably the biggest defense I have in this movie.
Yeah,
it's why you done because
I just don't. I mean, how long has it been since they've had the rights? If they're not gonna sell it back then, I feel like
since the 80s.
Yeah, they're probably not gonna sell it. Then it's one of those things they just want to keep it even if they are losing money out of it, there's a pride to it, I would say.
Kevin Feige, just walk in there, shake your fucking dick in their face, and just be like, give me a deal. Come on. Come on. Make this shit happen.
I feel like if you did that, maybe there could be something. I don't necessarily know if that's happened, because, maybe they want certain characters, but at the same time, they don't really need them.
No, they don't, but...
They really don't.
They need certain characters.
No. I feel like they could go on for a long time with just the characters they have.
They can, but you're eventually going to reach a point where do you go? You're going to need a Galactus and an Annihilus.
You can make new characters in the comics and then bring them up in the movie.
I want shit I know.
I'm just stating an idea that I feel like could happen and has happened.
I want shit I know so they can slightly change it so I can complain about it on Twitter, okay? That's what I want.
while the casuals are just happy to see it.
Yeah. Back at Fox, things are shaky when it comes to people online, because this past week we had Domino revealed, and I am 100% okay with it. I think the actress looks great. She's very talented.
It's fine.
I want to slide in her DMs right quick.
Yeah, it's I don't know what it is. It's something's missing, but you don't know what it is.
I think my main problem is that she's black, we have to give her an afro. It's like
I see that's some problems.
Black people have different hair than you look at everything of the last couple of years. Every black woman in any media's got an afro. It's come on now.
I was thinking of that, and I'm looking at the picture. I'm like, could it be that literally Cable is a time traveler, and he goes, "Yo, I know someone who's badass," and he just plucks her from the 80s?
I mean, possibly, but even then, she still looks like generic assassin.
Oh yeah, black.
I don't even really care. Like I saw people like really fighting about it on Twitter. I was like, really?
I don't really care about Domino. I'm just like, from a design wise, it's just there. It's like, okay, you know, you got this Deadpool suit that's spot on.
Look, I don't know about.
Doesn't look. Well, she kind of looks like Domino, but it's like you look more like Gamora than Domino. So okay.
Yeah, I don't know what you're saying. That it's just there. She's easy in the eyes, if you know what I mean.
Well, I mean,
like,
she's there, but if that's all she's got, then
it's
if that's all she got, that's all she needs, bro. Like, damn.
Like, that's not the point, you know. It's no.
It is. She's hot. That's all they need. Well, that's really all they need. That's really the point of why they made it like that.
If millennials are going to be like that, then millennials can be like that.
That's what I'm saying. That's all you need. Like,
the
people
big
just
issue I actually have with it's people are now being so vocal about this and pissed that Fox changed this, and they're pissed that they changed the look of fucking Domino, but they'll accept Cyclops getting side-fucked in all the movies as the leader of the X-Men for 17 goddamn years. And Cyclops has never been accurate to the comic, not once, and they're accepting of that. I'm like, and you fucking suddenly care about Domino?
But here's the thing.
But I think this
is the reason, right? Cyclops has his powers. Domino's like the whole like, oh no, Domino's supposed to be like the albino white with the spot.
Right, okay.
That's part of her mutation.
Yeah.
And I kind of agree with people, like the whole, however you pronounce it, vertigo, whatever it is a bit of a cop-out in how to get around it. That's just me. Like, it's fine. She'll probably do good in the role.
Isn't that kind of messed up, though? Like, aren't we supposed to represent people in movies? Like, what happened to all the representation of albino? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I mean, I want to know why, like, if that part of her mutation, is that really, like, how are we going to take this?
I get. Well, I don't really get it. Like, I don't really care. Like, it's Domino. I'm gonna see the movie, but it's. Really, if there's a reason to change it, maybe it's story wise. I feel because she's a person of color. So like,
I know people are going to bring up the girlfriend from the last one, whatever her name is, Vanessa. I can't even think of it now. But she's blue in the comics. She's a shapeshifter. It's like exactly, she's a shapeshifter. She could just be in a different shape. I mean, that's how you get that. I don't know. It's something just off.
I think they're trying to diversify it and make it PC because when the X-Force movie comes out, it's literally just going to be a bunch of white people, so they're trying to offset that. I get what they're doing, and like I said, I've judged shit way too early before, and I've eaten my own fucking words, being like, well, I fucked up on that, so I'm not doing that anymore. I'm literally willing to give all this shit a chance, unless it's the Fantastic Four. So if they're changing it, I'm cool with it, as long as the character is somewhat... If she comes into the movie and she acts just like Domino, and she's as badass as Domino, I'm like, all right, this is great. But
he's saying, like, just by looking at it, you can tell she's gonna have that typical sass.
I do feel that.
Like, slay, as Twitter would say, slay it.
Or if you're gonna be part of that, you can be part of that.
I will actually. I'm a person of color, Mitch. I can say millennial words and get hyped about it. Okay.
Joe, get back to the wall.
It's finished. I don't know what you're talking about. Like, why do I have to get back? It's finished.
Then why are you here? You should be over there.
Because how do you know I'm not in Mexico?
He was on the opposite side when he built it.
One thing though, it's something I've seen, and it might cause a ruckus. I feel like I'm a 60-year-old person saying that.
Yeah, I'm saying, is that a word? I don't think
it might cause a ruckus or something. I don't know if it is. I don't care, but I'm a person of color, brown skin, Mexican, Hispanic, and all that, right? I hate it. I didn't hate it. I didn't like that they changed kind of the ancient one, right? I was like, probably should have kept him Asian, right? But I also didn't like that they changed the skin color of Domino to like albino to black. I was like, probably should have kept it from the comics, right? But what I've seen is that, like, you know, the people of color Twitter, I'm part of, I will say, defended the ancient one, saying like, that's fine, like she can, like, it doesn't matter. No, they hated it, right? They hated it. So they're like, why are you gonna change it white? Like, keep it Asian, you know, people of color gotta represent and all that. Keep it how it was in the comics. But then for Domino, it's like, oh, she's black. That's awesome. Keep it that way. She doesn't need to be albino like in the comics. Well, shouldn't it always be like it's from the comics?
It should, but it doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
That's just something I've seen. It's seems hypocritical. I'm down for I'm down for representation. I don't really care, but I'm also like down for like keeping it in the comics.
I think it's because it could be either 50% good or 50% bad, depending on what is actually going to happen.
I mean, I just think if you just change it,
because like for me with Domino, I'm like she could be good, but then there's like that part of me, she'll just be like generic black woman action star. Yeah, I'll just have a ton of sass.
I don't have that like feeling or whatever. It's just the whole thing of like changing them. You can defend one, defend the other just because of one thing. Like, shouldn't it always be from the comics?
Yeah, no, I mean, like I don't mind it changing. It's just that you're worried about what they're gonna try and portray the character as.
Also,
I'm just bringing it up as a
where Joe is coming from. Being real, who's the king of Hollywood right now? Marvel Studios, right? If they make a change like that, it's less acceptable by some standards than other studios. But then there's always being playing favorites, right? Like, to me, as long as you keep the core of the character solid and like their heart is there, I can accept these changes you have. Unless that character inherently has to be that core. Like, Black Panther was the first black superhero to get like this ongoing series and appear and like be this heroic character. You inherently can't make that character white because you're taking away from that fucking character's like heritage and why he's so important. Now
it's like Cap, right?
Right.
Making him black, it's like he was in the...
Yeah, it wouldn't work. That's why they have other versions of Cap that were like experiments and stuff. And those characters inherently have to be how they were. But there's other things like you can change. Like the most famous example, really, that Marvel even has talked about is War Machine, James Rhodes. He was originally white up until Bob Layton literally came in to draw him. And he goes, so what exactly says he has to be white by looking at his history? They go, nothing. He goes, can I make him black then? And they go, okay. So, like, see, that's a thing. Like, he's not defined by his skin color, and I'm okay with that. But, like, there are certain characters that have to be. So, yeah, that's kind of this weird disconnect people have.
One thing I'll say, though, like, on that field that what if she's, like, your generic black woman character that has sass, and it's, like, 80s disco because with the afro and everything. Luis is technically a stereotype in Ant-Man, but I find there's a reason why stereotypes happen a lot because they're mostly true. I can attest for that. I can see a lot of Luis, not only part of Luis to me because I'm so optimistic like him, but also I see a lot of that in like other people I know too in the Mexican community, Hispanic community. Like stereotypes are true, like most of the time. So why embrace it? I say it. I try embracing the stereotype. Why not? I don't care. The fuck?
Yeah, I mean,
that's just me, and that's like speaking as people of color Twitter out there if they're listening or whatever. Like, I got your back, but like, let's not try to be hypocritical.
But to be fair, the people of color Twitter do also kind of go, "Why does she have to have an afro?"
Something.
No, yeah, I think it's just because like people don't want like Fox to make her go overboard, where you see her having like the neck snap and the finger wave.
I
mean, that's no doubt gonna happen.
Here's the thing:
if it doesn't, it's fine. But
if she shows up in the movie and Deadpool's like, "Yo, can you help me?" She goes, "What you say to me?" And she starts doing all that, and like she's got the afro, and she's so stereotypical. I'm literally just gonna slap my forehead and walk out of the movie because it's like, I can't believe I was saying that's not gonna happen, and it fucking happens because that's doing the character even worse now because that's what
too much.
Like, that's what people are anticipating it's going to be in the movie from this picture. And I understand their outrage. And I'm in my heart, I believe that's not going to happen. But if it does, it's going to look so bad for the movie. Because reviews are going to start pointing that out. And I hope that they've learned not to. But I don't know.
I'll tell you this. I don't think reviews will point that out, to be fair. I think if it works well with the audience, I think they'll love it. And they'll be like, wow, she was a standout character in what she did.
Right? No, with Iron Fist, the first thing they pulled out was his race and everything. They'll pick it out for Domino if she is like that.
I think they have
What was the whole thing with Iron Fist? Like, he should be Asian, right? Like, that was what some people were saying?
Even some people with Luis and that man, like, he's just a stereotype. We don't need gangbangers.
Yeah, I don't care. He's funny as fuck. Like,
I know.
Come at me. No, not you, but like the people online, like, come at me. Like, I thought he was funny, and I'm Mexican. I don't care. Like, okay, like, My favorite line from Luis was, Merkin is like,
but
oh,
Joe,
how you
there's
doing?
people
like,
on the internet's job to be mad for you because you don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Apparently, I don't know. Yeah.
You know, Joe, you're not white, therefore we have to be offended for you. Like, that's our job in life, is to be offended for you.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
But you're Bosnian. You're not necessarily a white American.
Dude, I stereotype the shit out of myself. People are going, I bet you Armin's gonna show up to this party wearing fucking Adidas and spiky hair. I'm like, damn fucking right I am.
Bro, the whole cast is basically just non-white Americans. We're all like different ethnicities and races and all that. So it's like,
you know, I'm the one true race of the world. You know, the British Empire.
You're British, so it's like that's not American. It's like.
Okay. We are the top in the middle of the map for a reason.
But you don't have the white struggle because you're not American.
I just found out I was like 24% like original American.
Okay.
Oh, geez.
You know, I didn't go to Ancestry.com or whatever.
Like Native American or Irish?
Yeah, Native American. Cause my mom, she didn't even know she's like 50% Native American, and I did myself, and I found out I was like 24%.
Oh, damn.
I just like that a lot of people don't have my last name.
Yo, Tristan, you own any casinos? Give me some chips.
I don't know, but I probably could get some money though.
Hey guys, do you think Batman could be going beyond?
Nah, I'm straight. Like, it feels like you're the only one who kind of wants this out of all of us.
I mean, I do want it.
I would like it.
But... I just don't want flying cars, bro. Like in the DCEU, like I don't want to go that far ahead. But I mean, I guess you could make it where Batman Beyond is now. Does it matter if he's in the future where flying cars? Like, would it matter to you, or does it need to be?
Here's the thing: what if it's not the far, far flung future? What if it's just like it's Batman Beyond, and the furthest they take it, it's like, oh look, GCPD now has fucking helicarriers around, and there's a few prototype things. Like it's a little more neon-y. Like you can make it a slight future that's up ahead with like floating billboards, but you don't need to go like high raises and floating buildings and all that. Like, I think they could play with it. I mean, I would love to see someone other than Bruce Wayne as goddamn Batman, but I would love to see it, honestly.
Would you be okay with it though, and not even that far of a future with helicarriers type stuff, but like kind of just past Damian and it's like 5-10 years or something, where it's not necessarily that. Like it's still modern in the sense, like it's now basically. Would you be even okay with that? Does it need to be helicarriers, flying cars, any of that? Or can it just be Terry McGinnis and the Batman Beyond suit?
And just have Terry. I thought you said you're gonna have like Damian Wayne as like the Batman Beyond.
No, I said like going past that. Like Damian has already happened, and Terry's like the last one, but it's not in like 30 years in the future. It's just like 5 or 10.
Yeah,
it's like okay. I'll be okay with Terry McGinnis. The only reason I always say no is because I didn't want flying cars. That's just too weird to me in like live action, especially in the DCEU.
I mean, we're getting it in Black Panther.
Yeah, that's true.
I don't remember the trailer, so like, you know, I told you, Mitch, I have this thing that I've worked out with my mind where I watch a trailer, I forget about it, so I can be surprised when I see the movie.
See, I think that's a disorder, and like, so you know, early onset dementia is nothing to laugh at. Joe.
Oh no,
probably. Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. Did you just was there like a piece of news that came out about this? I didn't necessarily see something.
So here's how the news fucking works. Now let me break this shit down for you so people can listen to this can fucking understand. So if someone from fucking Forbes or Hollywood Reporter who has a trusted track record, who has to go to their boss and tell them, look, my source got this fucking news, man. This shit's legit. Ben Affleck wants out. Every single site reports on clickbait from trusted Hollywood sources. Now, if some guy from fucking South Africa, who's nobody's ever heard of, on a random website says Batman Beyond is happening and Ben Affleck has 3 movies, apparently that's newsworthy to make every website, and it's 100% concrete.
Oh,
I'm not even joking about this shit. That's literally how people perceive the news. I was like, because people kept bugging me, like, oh, I see Armin's not talking about the future of the DCEU because he hates them. He doesn't want to talk about how Batman has, you know, Ben Affleck for 3 movies now. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to look into this. And I literally trace it back, and I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? This is the source? Like, no, it's not even worth talking about in a news video. That's why it's here. Like, that's why it's
there's
here.
a really big problem at the minute with people like just taking stories from Reddit and 4chan. It's like,
Yeah.
can we not? Like, yes, Reddit gets some things right. I won't deny that, but they're not reliable.
And here's the thing, I'm more inclined to believe some of the Reddit guys, because if I look at if they're guys that have hit things previously, I'm more likely to talk about it than a guy that's never been heard of on a site that's never made a single thing. So it's like, why? You know, it's
one thing though, like I don't think it's necessarily wrong to make an article and kind of theorize and kind of like, you know, just have fun and speculating. Like, oh, wouldn't this be awesome? Stuff like that. Just one, don't try to pass it off as like true news. And two, make sure people believe like this isn't news. This is kind of just like a going back and forth type thing, you know?
Well, here's the thing. People need hits, they need clicks, and they want money. So they're going to pass it off as the real thing.
And in this day and age, no one wants theories. They just want the cold, hard facts like that.
It doesn't know. People want theories, but they just take it as cold, hard facts, I think.
I mean, like, they do like their theories, but more to the point, they would want facts than a theory.
We make theories and stuff like that, and like I'm sure articles are written theories and like that, but even if we don't pass it off as real news, like people take it as real news, as facts like, for some reason.
That's why I've made it that point. It's like I have a theory and evidence, a pure theory video, rumored with a question mark, you know, things like that. But when you're literally, when the big article on your fucking website is Ben Affleck confirmed for 3 movies and Batman Beyond coming, what the fuck does that incline? And then you click it and they're giving you this giant spiel, and then you go, okay, what's the source at the bottom? So you click it, and it's sourced by some other site that's saying it, and that site sources another site which sources the original story, and the original story comes from something you've never heard of that no one is... And believe me when I'm telling you this, if this was true, Warner Brothers would come out right now and announce that to make every press line and be like, oh, no, look, we got fucking Ben Affleck for 3 movies guaranteed, and Justice League and Batman Beyond is coming. There's no way any of this shit is real, because they'd be
there'd also be cease and desist everywhere. So.
Guys. This reminds me of the Hayden Christensen movie, the famous Hayden Christensen movie, Shattered Glass. I don't know if y'all ever saw it. He was a journalist, and basically to be the best, he kind of just did the same thing you're talking about, where like he made a source, which was a source to this, to source to this, to source to this, and then it ended up just it would being him, and he would fake it and whatever. It was a really actually interesting movie, but which, you know, very underrated. Hayden Christensen made a good movie.
Is it strange? You said his name. My first thought was Jumper.
That's what I thought too.
Very underrated though. Shattered Glass. I'd recommend it. Made in 2003. He's a young journalist. All that. It's just. It reminds me of that. Really. If anybody's seen it, is in the comments. Like, it's just. That's funny to me. That's something like that could actually be real. But it happens, especially nowadays. I guess.
I don't want people to take what I said negatively. Trust me right now. If they're to announce Batman Beyond tomorrow and Ben Affleck for 3 more movies, I will make a video fucking celebrating, doing the fucking helicopter with a shirt off because of how happy I am, okay? But
I mean, like,
it's not happening anytime soon because they're not making it official.
I mean, like, movie theories and like rumors are all fun. Like, you're making videos and stuff like that. But when you want to keep doing that, then you see in the comments, people's, oh, this is just a rumor. This is fake. Why are you even doing this? And then, well, this is, you know, it's just a rumor. So I don't know why you're taking this as facts, and like get mad at me that it's not happening.
Yeah, it's another thing of like just how it is in 2017. Like everybody kind of takes it as facts. We try to tell them like, nah, man. Like even stuff that's like news, like Black Adam movie's gonna come out, right? Maybe it's not.
Yeah.
Like it's something like that, or Inhumans movie. I don't. That's still happening. Stuff like that. Like, you know, it's just one of those things. You gotta you gotta help them out, I guess.
Yeah, no, because even when you have in big bold letters, rumor, I don't know what's fact. You're lying.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's you gotta source things properly, and you gotta at least make sure that these people have had a couple things that are worthy of talking about, and there's some actual big industry insider backing it, but even all these big websites, they don't just hear a rumor and then report on it. They hear it, then they collaborate other sources, and if things line up, then they bring it to their chief and editor, who has to approve it and look at where these sources are coming from and go, that's legit enough, go publish that article. Wow. Then they go write it and put it out there. So,
Well, if it's anything like the famous Hayden Christensen movie, Shatterglass, you just trust the writer. You just trust. Apparently, they trusted like Hayden Christensen in that movie. Is like, look, I trust you, man. You worked here for a long time, so we're gonna go with it and run with it. And then he made up like a fake company. The phone number was to his brother and all that. It was crazy, man. Like, definitely recommend it. But look, also Rosario Dawson was in that movie. So was Peter Sarsgaard. Just saying. Hopefully people start realizing like some of this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
Just saying.
I mean, that's how it works. We'll go back to talking more about Batman because I'm assuming this story and Batman's future is not going away anytime soon. So,
Nope.
you know, with that in mind, next up we're talking about Avengers Infinity War. And a lot of people were expecting this movie, I guess, to be like mostly in space. But the Russo brothers have come out and said, well, actually, plenty of it takes place on Earth with a decent amount in space. And now people are kind of like, I don't know about this one. And I'm just like, well, I kind of expected this, I guess.
I was saying it has to be on Earth because that's where the Avengers are.
Yeah.
I want 3 hours. This is so hard to ask for 3 hours.
To be fair, Joe, they I can't remember which one it was. Whoever was at San Diego did say it's gonna be somewhere between 2.5 and 3.
I'm so down with it. If that means like the credits are like 1 minute and it's like 2 hours and 59 minutes, and then the credits 1 minute equals 3 hours, I'm so down with it. I just want I want to live in this world, man, like forever. Like this Infinity War just sounds dope.
You got to think it is a 2-part movie.
Yeah,
officially, they can't deny that anymore with Brolin. But you know, it's going to be over 3 hours. Anyway,
technically over 6 hours, right? Like,
well, it depends how
both
long
3 hours.
Are.
Okay, technically over 5. Let's say that at least 5 or over.
If they're both 2 hours, it could be 4, but we don't know. So.
Well, I think it's gonna at least be 2 hours and a half. Let's say that. 2 hours and a half is a good bet, right?
I mean, there's this interesting thing people are talking about with how you're looking at the whole footage that came out online that leaked. When you see Thor, he's in space, just kind of floating around. The Guardians hit him. It's like, so is that going to be them? That's obviously them meeting. And then he catches them up, and they're like, oh yeah, we're after Thanos. He's heading towards Earth. Well, fuck it. Let's go, because we got to get there. We'll stop and pick up Hulk or whoever the hell where he is. So, like...
They're after Thanos. Like, I didn't hear about that in the last Guardians. Like,
see, I don't think they are going to be. I think it's Thor who's going to tell them.
Okay, because if it happens at the end of Ragnarok, and like that will make more. Because the one problem I've always had with this, especially with the way Thanos and all the buildup or whatever, was that they mentioned him really 3 times in like 17 movies, and I know you can't really mention him in every movie, like Homecoming or something, but like end of Avengers in Age of Ultron,
yeah,
and then Guardians. It's like
Guardians 2.
I mean, well, I guess him showing up is what I. Well, I guess he didn't show up, and the stones, like stones, are like part of. It's just he's mentioned in Guardians 2, but like I more so count Guardians 1 as like as opposed to Guardians 2, because Guardians 2 is.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna play it that way, then you don't really count Avengers and Guardians because he wasn't in the others.
Yeah, I just count. I guess I count his story, like the Infinity Gauntlet and all that.
Nebula's part of his story, is she not?
I guess. All right, we'll count Guardians 2.
So,
We'll count Guardians 2 for that, because either way, it's 4 out of like 16, 17 movies, so 1 out of 1/4 like of it is like, and it's very little. So I always just felt like should have had a little bit more, like whether it's him showing up or whether it's because he got the gauntlet at the end of Age of Ultron, but it's like how is from there he didn't have any stones, so how is from
that's
there?
Why he's the main character in Infinity War.
See, that's
why we're gonna have his backstory. That's why we're gonna have, and like actually, they're gonna make us care about his character.
That'll fix it all, and like I've always say that, like if I have a problem, like I'm sure it'll be fixed because I have faith in these creators. Like I have faith in the Russo brothers. Winter Soldier, Civil War, I love top 5 in the MCU movies, so I definitely think they will fix that. But yeah, I think you're right in the sense that bringing it back around, Thor Ragnarok will be the one to kind of like set it, because isn't it like it's Infinity War starts right after Ragnarok, like the ending? Yeah. What they said. So that makes a lot of sense.
Thor Ragnarok is the direct tie or lead-in.
Well, there's that, but
it makes me more excited, dude. I can't wait.
They said the same thing for Black Panther, so I honestly think all these movies are gonna end right as Infinity War is starting. So it's like you watch them, you're like, oh shit. Because I mean, being real, we have Thor, Black Panther and Infinity War all within like 6 months of each other. Like, that's kind of fucking insane. Like, that's unheard of. Like, it's such a crazy time to just be a Marvel fan right now. And then after that, you know, you have Ant-Man and the Wasp, and we don't know how that's going to be set. So, yeah.
I think that's separate, but you're right. Like, it's such a great time.
I don't know. I'm getting really intrigued by everything more they say about this, because there's so much to, like, look at it and just consider what they're kind of giving you in little pieces and things. And it's kind of like, when you get closer to Infinity War, we're learning all these other details about all these other characters and where they're going to be at that point in their life. And you're just kind of like, I wonder if they're going to start kind of spoiling some stuff, because it almost feels like it that way to a degree, because they can't really...
Well, they have said that, or Taika said that, the footage from San Diego doesn't spoil the ending of Thor Ragnarok.
Awesome. That's all I need to know.
So something must happen between the two? I don't know.
Because that movie's also going to be pretty short, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if he was fucking about.
Yeah, I can't tell either, dude. Taika's such one of those guys.
Yeah.
It's so hard, like, doing this, and then you have someone like Taika, who's an amazing, like, director. He's a funny guy, cool person, but he just likes to mess with people. And I don't know if it's true if he's saying that it's going to be, like, less than 2 hours. Like, what did he say exactly? Was it like 100 minutes?
Yeah, 100 minutes, yeah.
So, like, it'd be like in an hour 40, and that seems pretty short, but, like, I can't tell if he's telling the truth or not. It's so hard to tell. I don't think he'd let you know anyways. Yeah, he won't let you know anyways if it's true or not, like, because he'll just say, is it? Like, he's that type, which is why I love, like, you gotta love it, because in this day and age, you know, social media and all that, and you gotta have these strong personalities behind the camera in these movies, because it helps bring a sense of calmness to the people that are waiting, to the audience, like to us who are waiting for these movies, excited for it and hoping that they're good.
But does it bring calmness? Because people heard an hour 40 and fucking flipped.
I mean, not calmness, but maybe like a sense of like it's gonna, like, you know, this movie, you know, I keep always saying this word, but it just feels very personable, you know. It's a real word. We looked it up. We looked it up. People have told me in the comments too. It is a real word. I looked it up on Google. It's in the dictionary. I don't know if anybody like here has heard it as well, but it's a real word.
We'll take your word for it, I guess. We'll take your word for it, Joe.
Oh no.
So, yeah, Infinity War. A lot of stuff up in the air about it. A lot of unknowns. A lot of things we do know, and. I mean, we'll find out sooner rather than later, because it looks like October we're probably getting the trailer. So just a little bit more time till it's officially revealed. So, you know, get hyped. For a while now, we've known that there was a mysterious Marvel TV series in development, and it still hasn't been revealed. Well, it sounds like this past week, people have once again gravitated towards the possibility that this is going to be a Ms. Marvel series.
Cool. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I think TV's the right place for her, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, I know people want her in the movies. I don't really think she's a character that suits that kind of format.
I do not want her in a film at all. She deserves a TV series. Like, that's her story.
Like, I was talking to people on Twitter about this, and they're like, well, isn't her kind of story like something the MCU could, like, you need? You know, we have all these different other types of movies, like a heist and the spy espionage and all this stuff. Wouldn't like a family drama?
Yeah.
Well, we have Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Because from what people are saying, from what Kamal's story is, basically, it's a Peter Parker Spider-Man story for this generation.
Yeah, but with less superheroes. Because she doesn't really do that much.
Yeah, she's mostly just in high school.
The Inhumans are on TV, right? So, like, why not on TV? Like, you can have her cross over with them too.
You know, plus, like, people have said, like, oh, but you need that Carol connection. She's met Carol twice.
Yeah.
Like, yes, she has to happen after Carol's been established. Plus, at the minute, it doesn't really make sense because, you know, if she's not been around for the last 30 years, you can't really do it.
It's in the MCU. She can watch the television.
Exactly.
See Captain Marvel's out there. Like, okay, like
she can do that. Like, a Terrigen bomb goes off. She gets inspired. She makes her own costume. It's slight change, but it's still true to the character. And here's what I'm feeling about this. We're probably getting this announcement for this TV series at the TCAs in the spring. And I'm gonna bet that it's gonna be a ABC Freeform TV series, unless Hulu's gonna come in and do that. But Freeform seems like the perfect place for this series, honestly. Like the family drama, the younger hero, the message they're sending out there with it, I think it all just kind of makes sense and clicks together. Like there's no way it goes to Netflix because it doesn't seem like a Netflix series. You know, they're doing a more darker.
Plus, with like normal like ABC, you can give like crossover with the Inhumans because that's who she's more associated with than anyone else.
Yeah, you know what though? Like speaking of, like they bringing up Miss Kamala Khan, family drama, whatever, representation, blah 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 blah. Ghost Rider, it does all the similar things.
I'm gonna say it right now. Wait until New York Comic Con.
Hopefully, Gabriel.
Yeah.
What's the? Is his name Gabriel Luna?
Yeah.
Because I was about to like say his name, but I was like, shit, is that his name? But this dude, we got your back. I'm gonna clip this out, send it to him the link from the Twitter, and be like, bro, we got your back. We're trying to make your show still happen. Cause like shout out, cause
he's gonna try and get a Twitter hashtag going.
I don't, whatever I gotta do, man. Like, you know what I mean? Like either that, bring in Sam Alexander if you want, or Nova.
We can't do Sam just yet. We need Ryder.
Oh, and I mean, yeah, you're right, not just yet. So we'll settle for Ghost Rider right now, which I'm fine with.
And I also think that's why people also want Kamala in the movies, because they want, from what Marvel was trying to do, is have that trio of Kamala, Sam, and Miles. Because in the comics so far right now, they're all friends. They all know each other.
Yeah.
They all know who they are.
Also, shout out. I did not know this, but now I'm more of a fan of Ghost Rider Gabriel Luna because he's a Cowboys fan like me. Sports. Hey, what's good, bro? What's good? Shout out to the Cowboys. If you listen to this, probably won't, but hey, I'll say it anyways.
Send it at him. Hey, shout out. Here, go to this mark.
That's exactly what I did when Scott Snyder came out and said that Batman isn't a metahuman. I was like, we did say it on off the page, like, wait a minute, like wait a week or two, because it's just one issue, one little like panel. It could just be blown out of proportion.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's not, because according to Snyder's own rules, he made Batman a metahuman whether he likes it or not.
But that's Mitch's explanation.
No,
but
no, that is exactly what Snyder did in that issue.
No, but that's what I'm just saying, like, to what he said in like on Twitter specifically. So I brought that up, and like that's like what I try to do. Like if we say something on a cast, like whichever one, like this one, Control Breakers, whatever, and I listen back, I get the timestamp, and instead of people be like, we told you. Like,
Fair enough. Looking out for us. So yeah, we'll get back to more of these TV topics soon. Like The Runaways is confirmed for the MCU.
No shit. Let's move on. Wrap it up.
Like legit. I was like, this is an actual news piece.
Didn't they all be assumed to be in the MCU?
Since like people have been saying the TVs aren't part of the movie universe, they're separate. Everyone is always going, is it part of the MCU though? Is it part of the MCU though? For no reason, because every time the answer is yes.
Yeah.
Everything they make is part of it.
Here's the bigger thing that kind of I want to focus on, that people are focusing on. So Jeff Loeb explicitly came out and said something different though. That it's still in the MCU, but he says Runaways occupies the same world of the Netflix series. And people are trying to figure out what this means, and I'm going to tell you exactly what this means right now. The priest that Daredevil talks to, I think his name was Lantum in season 1. That guy is directly connected to the Runaways. Like, direct connection in the comics. I guarantee you that character is going to appear in the Runaways in some capacity, and that's going to be the connection there. And I think that's what they're trying to tell you. But don't... People are already being like, oh, the Runaways are going to team up with the Defense. It's not fucking happening, okay? It's not happening that way. Like, it
could.
It could, but I don't think Hulu's going to be like, so let us get these Netflix contracts and work them into our show. It's like, no, you're going to get the interim characters. Maybe you'll get, at the most, you can maybe get Claire, but I don't even think she's going to appear. So,
I mean, you could get Dawson, maybe, Night Nurse.
Yeah, maybe. Just maybe.
Oh man, it's gonna be a good show. I think there's kind of like a quote unquote leak, blah 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 blah. But it sounds cool. comes. I think it's weekly. It's weekly too, so it's October. Yeah, November actually, because like I told you before, it's coming out at the same time as like everything. Everything in November, man. Like there's Justice League.
I thought October because Thor's October for me, and I got confused.
So like Ragnarok, all the DC shows, Punisher, Justice League, Runaways. Like, man, bunch of stuff is happening in November. That's all I gotta say. Like, yeah, it's gonna be a good show. Everybody here is gonna watch it, I assume, right? Or no, because you have to get Hulu. You have to get Hulu though, so I don't expect everybody to get Hulu.
I'll find some way to watch it because fuck Hulu.
I mean, no, I'm not gonna say that. You know what?
Oh, no, they're not in the UK. They're only in the States.
Okay, yeah, you can say that. That's right. Hulu, you messed up. You gotta go. If anybody from Hulu is listening, you messed up. You gotta go to the UK. But I'm sorry. Me and Hulu, we're back at it. We're talking again. we're texting little messages here and there. Like, I like some of the stuff they're doing, some of the content. I just really don't like the $12 no ad things. Like, make it 10 if anything, or 8. Those $2 better.
Don't they have like those tiers of how often those ads appear?
Yeah, so like that's what I'm saying. Like $10 no ads and we're cool. But like we're still talking. They have that one cool show with the dude from Breaking Bad, the dude who played Jesse. I keep forgetting his name. Aaron Paul. That's his name. That's a good show.
Is it Need for Speed?
You know what? That movie's so underrated.
I like that movie. I actually really like that movie.
Like they could have.
Right, I think it's time to end now.
No. But yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I mean, I'll pay for Hulu just to watch this. Maybe I'll find something else I like in there. My big thing is I don't know how much people are going to be willing to give this show. Like, everybody I know fucking has Netflix, okay? Like, everybody has Netflix. Yeah. You're honestly expecting people to sign up for these individual services to watch one series? I don't think that's how it's going to work. Specifically if it's Hulu or like the Warner Brothers DC thing. Like, that's too much to show out for just one thing.
You say that, it works for the Grand Tour and Amazon.
Yeah, well, I feel like everybody has Amazon Prime though.
I don't, so that's not everyone.
Oh, well, everybody who's smart because like Amazon Prime.
It's
I have Amazon Prime, but I rarely ever use video.
Bro, you should. Amazon. I'm not even chilling out because I'm gonna have
Man in the High Castle hype.
Like I love Amazon. I've
the
always
funny
said
thing is, the funny thing is that every time I'm buying shit on Amazon, they tell me, "Hey, you got Amazon Video. Why don't you watch these?" And I'm like, maybe next time.
No, you definitely should. Like there's so much good stuff on there, man. Like good movies that come out, shows. That's where I watched Orphan Black, like to catch up. I love that show. So yeah, Man in the High Castle's there. Mr. Robot, like
the Tick.
So good. Yeah, I mean, there's that.
Everyone thinks that looks like crap.
I definitely think Amazon Videos where I think. Because, I don't know, if you're ranking, like, services, because Amazon Video comes with, like, Amazon Prime and all that, so it's, like, Amazon Prime, that comes with Amazon Video, then it's Netflix, then it's HBO,
it also
then
comes
it's Hulu.
with, I think, was it Twitch Prime, too?
Yeah, but it also comes with, like, Amazon Music, which is pretty dope, too, I use. Not as much as Spotify, but, like, I still use it sometimes. So, yeah, Amazon seems to have, like, a lot of stuff going for it. Yeah, I like. And I'm not just chilling out because I might have a job with it.
It's got Comicsology as well, so kind of like...
Yeah, bro. Like,
a
bunch of good stuff. So, yeah.
It's just me,
but you're right. Like,
it's
bring a good point.
Weird. It's just weird about Hulu. Like, I never hear anybody actively talk about how much they love their Hulu account or anything. And now, no one's going to show up for one show. Fucking Star Trek Discovery's coming to CBS, whatever the fuck. And I'm a diehard Star Trek fan. I'm like, yo, one... that show now looks like shit, but two, I'm not showing out $5 Get out of here! Like, that's a lot to just watch one show, and it's unproven, and it's Runaways. No one's fucking heard of the Runaways. Like, I know no one's fucking heard of it because Mitch hasn't read that shit. So, and he read Cloak and Dagger. So that tells you something.
I mean, like there are fans of the Runaways on forums that I
was to say I know a lot of Runaways fans.
Really?
Yeah,
I'm a Runaways fan, but I know no one else.
A lot of people.
Y'all gotta meet up. Y'all gotta have a club. I say, like, I mean, y'all tell me there's very little people. Like, you gotta like stick together. I would say, you know what I mean?
They're coming back. Be thankful they're coming back. I don't get that luxury, so
It'll happen. Don't worry. It's Cloak and Dagger are gonna come back.
We're gonna get it because we got to talk about it. But like at the same time, I'm looking forward to it, not just because I have to talk about it. I just really it looks cool to me. So yeah.
Well, like, do you guys think that it's gonna be a big enough success that it garners more, or could it be one of those things that are like, Because I'm afraid
it depends. If it does well by Hulu standards, it'll get another season.
I wonder what...
Season 2 on Netflix.
I mean, I can only but hope. But
I wonder what the hell Hulu standards are because no one talks about it. So
I imagine
they have a couple. They have a couple of good originals.
People used to talk about it before they started increasing the membership fees and having a whole bunch of ads.
Hey, but shout out to who gave it to me. Where did I go? Freak. I don't know where I went, but somebody gave me a store gave me a free a month and a half trial of Hulu. Oh. What store was it? It came with it. I don't remember.
You saving ass shit for Runaways?
Yeah, for sure. But I just don't know what store gave it to me. Damn. Where was I?
Right, here's what you do, Joe. You use that month and a half for Runaways, and then you record your screen so I can watch it as well, and therefore it's not illegal.
It might have been Amazon. No, it wasn't Amazon. Damn, where did I go, bro? I don't even remember where I went. And they gave, you know what? It might have been my local grocery store.
What, is there just a dude paddling around fucking free Hulu?
No, they gave it to you at the when they pack
because a lot of companies are doing that where they're advertising, oh, you subscribe with us, you'll get Amazon Prime or Hulu for a month or 2 months.
Interesting.
Because I know Sprint had, if you bought certain phones, you'd get Amazon Prime free for a year.
Huh. Interesting. Never knew about that. I'll have to check that out. That's kind of crazy. That boggles my mind that they're kind of giving away these other services, but that's kind of cool, I guess, because I don't know, it's free, so.
I don't know. So I went to go try to check in 5 seconds. Couldn't find it in 5 seconds, so I'm gonna have to look for it because I need it. But somebody gave it to me somewhere. I went shopping. Don't know
why. Figure it out. So yeah, Runaways and shit. The end of this podcast. Yeah, that was a fucking lengthy podcast. That was good. These people listening to this are gonna enjoy that.
There's what was it? I don't know. I was on Twitter, right, and then I just saw somebody retweet a Hulk Hogan tweet from 2014, and it was him going to see the Ninja Turtles movie, and he was all by himself, and then it just said me and all my friends at the 10 p.m. He even misspelled Ninja Turtle. He said Ninga Turtle.
Ninga Turtle.
Ninga Turtle movie, brother. And then it's him by himself. And it's clearly he's not by himself, though, because somebody's taking a picture. But it's so weird, just him, in an empty theater. I think I've only been in an empty theater maybe a couple times, in my life. One time I went to go see this Nicole Kidman movie. Legit, one other person, and I think they fell asleep. But, it was kind of boring too. I don't know why I went to go see it. Maybe it's because it's free, and I just take anything that's free. But I don't know. Have y'all ever been by yourself?
I think if you go to one of the early morning screenings, I've been to a couple where there's not even that many people there.
Oh, I've been to fucking empty theaters multiple times to see movies. Terminator Genesis. It was me and Shay, and that was it. And that was opening night. So let that be an indicator of that movie.
Ooh. So the other times I remember, it's not an empty theater per se, but let's say under 10 people, right? That's what we can count it as, basically empty because it fits 100 or something. So let's say 10 people, under 10 people. Paranormal Activity, the first one, which was 1 a.m, to be fair, we went to go see it, and I think we just kind of joked around a bit, and we're like, hey, who's got the Ouija board? And then the other people were looking around, but it was a shitty movie, so. What other? Damn, I had it in my. Suicide Squad. But it was 10 a.m, to be fair.
Yeah.
When I went to go see it, and it was this weird theater I'd never been to. It was such a weird theater, but they had reclining seats. So I was I dug it. I was yeah, all right.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't never really been to a big a lot. I've never been. I think just me. That'd be scary.
Oh, I have. I like doing it, to be honest.
That'd be scary to me, bro. I don't know. Scary. It's scared. I don't know. It's weird. That's what the kids say, guys. Scur. We're scared.
No, isn't it shook now? isn't it?
Oh, that too. That too.
No,
Wow.
I think it's shookest. There you go. Yeah, it's shookest.
No, no one says that. Like they say shook, but they say shook it like when it's only that one guy that's like that one white kid who's like in a car, and then he says I'm shookest. Like they only use it with that meme. You gotta know this, guys. You gotta know how to keep up.
Yeah.
Expose him. I love when people say that.
Well, I guess thanks for tuning in for the podcast, everybody. I got no clever sign out. I really don't.
Thanks for tuning in to the Joe Explains Millennial Words section of the podcast.
Yes. We'll have that on a weekly segment. You can catch me up with what the kids are saying these days, and I'm just confused over here, being like,
Well, we don't say lit anymore. We say litty.
I think. Oh God, no.
We say litty. Litty.
What's that
litty,
mean?
fam. It's the same as lit, but it's litty now. It's like
it means absolutely nothing.
It means it's popping, bro.
No,
I think I know what that means.
Diluted, then it gets moved on to the next word. It means absolutely.
I literally just like a week ago learned what the fuck the whip nene was. So someone finally showed me. They're like, yeah, you don't know what it is? I was like, no. And then they did it. I was like, oh, shit. It's taking me like 3 years to know what this shit is.
To be fair, I started saying "cut" a lot more, right? And that's also mostly because I recently saw Too Fast and Furious.
Say that again.
Cut. Like, what up, huh? Like, that's just like, it's a shortened word of cuz, shortened word of cousin.
Oh, I think you're saying like, cunt, to be honest. But...
Oh, no, cuh. C-U-H. What up, cuh? Like, that also reminds me of Tyrese in Too Fast and Furious.
I can't wait till we get to the point where we don't even need words. We just look at each other and the whole conversation happens. Cool. That'll be great.
We do that already. Like, every time I pass people I know.
Stop talking with these silly words. I'm all down for that.
Well, look, we do that already. I mean, when I pass people I know, like, that I just, do the head nod. And then we kind of like, oh,
that's literally like, I know, like, fucking everybody in the gym, and I see them outside, like, the other night when I was really drunk out at a bar. Like, I'm sitting there, and I see, like, 3 people across from the bar, and I realized, but they were out of their gym gear, but I realized one of them. So I just raise my glass and I nod. They raise theirs and they nod. Then we all drop Jaeger bombs. Then we fist bumped after. It was like, yeah, we never exchanged words, but we're gym bros now.
Homies for life right there. Gym bros for life right there. That's what I'm saying.
That's how it goes. So yeah. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Check out all the other podcasts and check out the Patreon and all that stuff. Get rewards.
Stuff, right?
Stuff section right here. Stuff.